There is no evidence in plaintiff's case of the true relationship of the descent between Gegbenu and Ogiti, nor is there evidence of the degree of relationship. This aspect of the plaintiff's evidence is very important, and I shall return to it later. The plaintiff's evidence is that at some later date in the history of the descendants of Ogiti of Okpare, one Arukulei, a descendant of Ogiti, became the Olaraja of Okpare. Arukulei went to a place called Okpare, where he married a woman called Idiboye. Idiboye came to Okpare, where she lived with Arukulei as his wife. While Idiboye was living with Arukulei, his wife, 3 male relations of Idiboye came from her home place, Okpare, to meet Idiboye at Okpare. The said male relations were Itifo, Idama, and Owotemu. The said 3 relations asked Idiboye to speak to Arukulei so that the latter could allow them to stay in Okpare. Idiboye did so, and Arukulei gave her said 3 relations permission to stay. Arukulei told the 3 men that they were what the plaintiff said the Itsekiri called Wardo, and that they had to pay tribute. The tribute was a cask of oil only annually. The 3 men agreed and stayed, and later they went back to Okpare and brought back their families. Can you please tell this honorable court how the Itsekiris welcome and absorb strangers seeking to stay in Okpare? My lord, I will give a little history. When strangers came and applied to live with us, and we agreed that strangers should live with us, we called the strangers Wardo. The strangers are allowed to mix freely with us, but if there is anything that we, the indigenes of our community, want to do, the Wardo would be kept out of that affair. A Wardo who has stayed with us for some time and behaved themselves well, they could be upgraded to another status in our community, and that status is called Baminido. Can you please speak further? An Itsekiri man can go to an Itsekiri area where he is not a native and take lands there. He does not require the approval of the Olu of Warri for that transaction. Chief, can you clarify the process for land rights acquisition? The Itsekiri man does not require the approval of the Olu to acquire rights from a Wardo or Baminido. Neither a Wardo nor a Gaminido can acquire land outside that belonging to the community absorbing him without the consent of the Olu. A Wardo or Gaminido forfeits the rights granted him if he transfers his title without the necessary consent. When a Wardo or Gaminido claims ownership of the land on which he is allowed to stay, he forfeits his holding immediately. The evidence in the plaintiff's case is that the 3 relations of Idiboye, who settled in Okpare, were settled near the road leading to Ogborikoko village. The said relations of Idiboye multiplied, and their descendants intermarried with the plaintiff's people. They continued to pay the annual tribute of 1 case of oil until the time of one Uku, who was an Olaraja of Okpare, before the original but now deceased first plaintiff by name Uku in this case.